Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Well, after my last guest, I still haven't found a guy, but it's only been like a couple of minutes, so we still got time.
Yes, we do.
I have Janiqua with me, and you're beautiful. Isn't
Thank
she
you.
beautiful? She's
Thank
fabulous.
you.
Now, I don't pre-interview my guests, so I really don't know what anybody does. But she says she's an entrepreneur. Now, an entrepreneur can be a massive of many, many things.
So
So-
I have two different things that I do. So I am a new entrepreneur. I just opened All Shades of Beauty Supply here in Las
Oh,
Vegas.
Shades of Beauty Supply.
So
It's definitely
it is
100.
a beauty supply
So
store.
we want. That's what we all want.
Yes. So it's right there by UNLV, not too far from UNLV.
Okay, so you got all the students to come there.
I am trying to get a whole community there.
Okay, students, UNLV, here we come. Beauty,
Yes,
beauty,
it's right up
beauty.
the street. But my passion and purpose that I'm really here for is for my nonprofit. So I
Oh.
started a nonprofit organization May
Yeah.
20 of 2020 during the pandemic.
Well, you started just at the right time. Closed down for 2 years.
Yeah. So actually the pandemic is what inspired me.
Well, because you were probably home doing nothing and started
So
creating.
yeah, I was affected too by the pandemic eventually.
How were you
Um,
affected?
So I worked in the medical field for the last 8 years. So I helped the doctor run his office.
Okay.
So we were open for business, and he had vowed to his employees that he would protect us and
Pay
do
you
what,
and do everything.
do what was necessary, mainly just to keep us safe. But that did not happen.
Well, I think that a lot of people, our owners and people said that, not realizing that they were thinking that this would like be a couple of months, it'd be over.
Correct.
But 2 years and longer, I mean, it's still going. I mean, I think
Yes.
China just shut everything down or something. I don't know. I think they're reopening. I don't think anybody knows what they're doing anymore, personally. Well,
Yes.
anyway.
So, and I had an older husband at the time. He was 12 years older than me, so I couldn't afford to risk it. So
The risk losing him or...
well, both.
Sorry. It's because of my last guest is getting all involved with the same thing.
No, I just couldn't risk taking anything.
Wait, why are you... No,
home.
hang on a second. Why are you laughing when I said that? Am I afraid of losing him?
Oh, it's
Well,
a long
is he
another
afraid-
story.
Sounds exciting. Let's forget what your entrepreneur is. Let's go into this guy. Who is this guy?
He's my husband. He's a great guy.
It sounds
but-
like a great. He's a great guy, but hope you're not listening to this great guy.
No buts. A lot had happened during that time.
I bet.
I had just lost my grandmother June 19th of 2019.
That's my birthday,
Yeah.
June 19th.
Ah.
I'm sorry.
So I had lost her then, and she was a big part of my life. And my doctor had helped me during those times where I cared for her for the last 2.5 years before she passed. So kind of felt like obligated a
Yes.
little to
Yeah.
him because I really appreciated what he did. So make a long story short, so the pandemic came. I had been praying in between to wanting to do something different.
yeah.
But I told the guy he would have to remove me from my doctor. I couldn't just let him go. I just couldn't quit on him.
Okay.
So
So he had to
pandemic
find.
hit. He gave us the option to
Stay or
stay or
go.
go.
What you want to do?
So we stayed for a while. I stayed for a while until he said that the patients needed to be all in the building with us versus keeping the 6 feet distance. So I took
And
his.
how can you take care of a patient 6 feet away? Hi there, are you okay? Good, let me throw
That
you.
is true.
This is the X-ray. You can.
But with not knowing the uncertainties of
Yes, of
everything,
course.
I decided to take the leave. So I did. And with seeing everyone go through the pandemic and watching the news, there was many people that didn't know what they were going to do for money, how they were going to pay their bills,
Of course.
food.
Everybody.
And from where I come from, that's nothing new. You know,
Okay.
that's my life of upbringing.
That's how you
you
were
know,
brought
so
up, from
not having a
one
lot.
paycheck to the next, and now am I
Yeah.
going to have dinner?
So, you know, so I remember the churches closing, and with my grandmother passing, she brought us up in church. But
You still
you
go, yeah,
know,
of course.
I strayed away from church after I got grown.
She strayed away from church. She married an older man. She left her job. But
I
now,
did.
now what's coming is what you decided to do.
So
And
I
that was-
decided to, I prayed on it, and I had been calling my church and saying, why are we closed? This is the time where we need to be open. This is the time where you save sinners like me.
Yeah.
You know, this is the time we practice what we preach. You know, you guys say that God people do this, God people do that.
Yeah.
So this is the time you show
This is
the
the time when
people.
you started
And,
finding out
know,
what you wanted to do.
So
I believe it was a foundation you started.
it
I'm gonna
was.
bring it up a bit.
So I started No Children Left Hungry.
No
So
children left hungry. Cool.
I started feeding. Me and my daughter fed 25 families on Mother's Day of May 20th of 2020.
Okay.
We went to the gas station, and we parked in the gas station on Twain and Cambridge. And it's in a low-income area, underserved, underprivileged area. There's a lot of like what they call budget suites and single
Yeah.
places around. So we sat there and asked 25 family or people that they need a Mother's Day meal. So we gave out 25 complete Mother Day meals.
Isn't that wonderful? That's beautiful.
So, and people were very grateful. So when I got home, I prayed and asked the Lord, what do you want me to do more? So I went to sleep. I woke up, and I had this whole vision. I knew the name of the nonprofit. He said, start researching Nevada, find out how many children are hungry. There's over 248,000 kids that go hungry a day. We have over
248,000 kids in Vegas go hungry. Are we crazy?
Yeah.
We got all these casinos here, and all this money here, and all these millionaires coming up. We got that.
Yeah.
There's something wrong somewhere. Isn't
You
there?
know, so he wanted me to research about the low poverty areas and Title I schools, because Title I schools are schools that are underprivileged, underserved, and they're always
I
in
never
like,
knew that. I didn't know.
they're in a underprivileged, underserved communities.
Okay.
So
you researched all this.
I researched all of this. So when I did that, and I presented it to my church, which then turned me on to Culinary Academy.
Okay.
So before I did that, I went to Dean Peterson Elementary School, which is on Twain and Cambridge.
Yes.
And they have polices out there sitting in the school. So I asked one of the officers, if I come and give out food, will you send me away? And he looked at me and he said, well, you know it's a pandemic. I said, well, I know. I said, but
they gotta eat.
I said, but long as I, wear my masks, do everything they say,
do, yeah.
I said, the Lord just told me to feed people. So I just want to know that you're not going to send me away. He was like, no, I won't. So I showed up the next Friday with my carload of food. So what I decided to do was I said, well, $3 to $4 should feed a child. Hot dogs, lunch meat, bread, cheese. So that's what I did.
Cool.
So I went to the dollar store and I spent $300 and I bought lunch meat, cheese, bologna, and bread. And sometimes I would buy eggs and I would go home and I would split the eggs the night before.
After she cooked them?
Nope. Raw eggs.
Raw eggs?
Yeah, I would go home and split the carton.
Oh,
no, split the carton.
Excuse me.
And I would wrap it so I can get 6 eggs to one. And so each kid got a bag. So I tried to make anywhere to 100 bags. So anything from 75 to 100 bags. And each bag was for a kid. So with that pack of hot dogs, lunch meat, and cheese and bread, at least fed that child for a week.
Isn't that amazing?
So
this was the start of your nonprofit?
That was the start of my nonprofit.
And did the church, did they help you in any way financially? Or?
Financially, no. But they did end up introducing me into Culinary Academy.
Yes.
So in
And did they
September,
help you?
Culinary Academy has been helping me since September. So what I did is I built a pantry in my home. I have a back storage. So I converted that storage. I bought those garage
Can
shelving.
people come to your place, or do you just keep it there and you go out?
I deliver it.
You deliver it. She doesn't have people come to her house.
I do not have people come to my house for the safety of my family.
So do you go to all the different schools?
So what I was doing at first was going to the schools, and I was sitting at Rancho High School and Dean Peterson High School.
Okay.
And then when school was supposed to start in September,
which it didn't,
Lord told me to take it on the go. So I stuck little notes in everyone's back saying that as of September, school will be starting back. So if you wanted the service, you had to now call me and I will deliver it to you.
So you put your phone number in there, and you didn't mind putting your phone number in there?
No, I have magnets. So my phone number and name is blasted everywhere on social media.
So I was like,
it's just
people, I do the same thing. My phone number's out there. Ninon, you can't have your phone number out there. I said, well, why not? Why do I have a phone number then? What's the point of having a phone number if you don't?
So I answer that phone for every call because I don't know if it's from a nonprofit or personal.
So how can anybody get in touch with you right now?
So there's two ways. You can go to the website, www.nochildrenlefthungry.org, or you can call me, 702-470-3247. You can also stop by my store and drop off donations. And even if you're in need, let me know, and then you can pick it up from my store as well.
And when they drop off, do they only leave food, or can they leave clothing or anything like that?
They can leave food and clothing. But at this moment, I have a lot of clothes. So I have to give away some clothing because I'm over.
Oh, so if they call your number, did you give your number out?
I did. I give it again. 702-470-3247. And I do pick up.
She does pick up. She means she picks up the phone and answers it. That's number one. Number two, you can drop off clothes, or you can probably come and get some clothes. If you need some clothes, she has an abundance of clothes.
Yes, I do.
But you definitely need food anytime.
I need food all the time.
She needs food anytime, only because I guess we eat 3 meals a day, supposedly. Some of these children have 1 meal a day.
True.
They leave home without breakfast, and the only meal they have is probably lunch at school, and they go home and don't eat again till lunch at school.
Yes, we have a lot of kids that depends on those school lunches because that's their only meals. So that's why I continue to do it.
I think it's amazing. Well, this is an angel obviously sitting next to me. I don't know if I should mention husband. I will. Does your husband help you with this?
He does. My husband helps. My kids help. My sister helps. And I have friends, so they're really my support. I self-fund everything by the grace of God. I don't know how.
I know how, because you got great energy.
Yeah, I just pray on everything.
You want to give and you want to
so
help the kids.
The more I'm successful, the more I can help others.
But no, the more she's successful, the more she helps all those children out there.
Absolutely.
Do not have food. Some of them don't even have parents. Now, I've quoted this many, many times. I've quoted the 16,000 homeless children in Nevada. That's Nevada complete, probably mostly in Las Vegas. Am I close? Because someone said to me, no, it's nothing like that.
No, yes.
15,000, 16,000. There shouldn't be one. There should not be one.
We have a lot of children that are homeless in Nevada. Where my store is, I see it a lot. So I try to help. So that's why I also
give them direction.
Yeah, I put my store in where it is because I get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I get to serve the community that's an underprivileged community, and Title I schools are surrounded by me. And I also get to run my business because I can't be in 2 places.
This is one happy lady. You're absolutely amazing.
I try to, so anything that I do for my business, I incorporate my nonprofit. Yeah. And if I do something for my nonprofit, I do it out of my business.
So whichever way you're going, you're working.
Amazing. Working, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. What a challenge. And she deal with the challenge because we've had a problem. But whether we have the pandemic or whether we don't have the pandemic or the COVID-19 doesn't make any difference. These children still need to be fed.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make it. There's still all these children out there. So, and I don't think that should happen actually in Vegas. But this is kind of it's the entertainment of the world, music of the world, and gambling of the world, more casinos and money of the world. So I don't know. Something's not right somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they're just gambling all the time. What do I know? I don't know. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. I'll be right back with my next guest. Take care.